Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. We are looking at a bunch of news today. Well, little bits of news, but there's quite a bit to talk about. The rumors that are going around clearly aren't doing the Xbox brand any favors at all. I mean, you can see Boom over there on the right hand side. Avowed is more like Fallout New Vegas than Elder Scrolls. Call of Duty, Gulf of War going open world. I mean, you still have the core Xbox community still pushing ahead, talking about the topics that need to be talked about, and having those discussions within their streams, like I will be doing so with my stream tonight. However, it's no secret that these rumors are starting to cause a lot of damage. Those people that have been loyal Xbox, diehards for the longest of times are starting to waver. People are selling their consoles, people are losing faith, and the fact that Team Xbox decided, or the suits, whoever it is, have decided that they are going to wait until the best part of over a week to come out with any form of communication. Now, we are expecting it to be Monday, but that is just based on rumors and what we're hearing. It could be any time between Monday and Friday, but Monday is when we are being told that this is going to happen. Now, the fact is, something this big should not have been left to fester. Now, we're seeing people like Jez Corden coming out and saying Monday is going to be good for Xbox players. I'm no longer worried. You see Colt Eastwood, he got a message and then changed his mind entirely. Of course, I've heard some things that have lightened. Well, I've never wavered properly to these actual rumors because they are rumors. And I do know how the media likes to, pour gasoline on anything that's got a remote chance of catching fire when it is related to Xbox. So there is that. And I've always stood the stance that these are just rumors until proven an actual fact. However, that doesn't stop rumors from circulating. And there are people who are being affected by this rumor. There are people being, influenced by these rumors. And Microsoft just sitting there, not saying anything, waiting for a whole week to pass by, like this is going to blow over. It's not. It's actually getting worse, and it is getting systematically worse day by day. Now, if you have enjoyed my content, do consider leaving a like. Please do consider subscribing if you are new to the channel or a returning member to the channel. And also, I've noticed that YouTube has started unsubbing people. This is something that a couple of my members and followers have actually told me, that for some reason they were unsubbed and they had to resub. So please do check if it has done that for you, and do consider resubscribing. If you want to support me further, you can do that through my Patreon, YouTube membership, and of course the super thanks. All support is appreciated. Of course, a simple like and subscribe goes a long way. We are trying to get to 6,500 subs. We are almost there, and my yearly goal is set to a modest 10,000 subs. So let's see if we can make that. All right. So the first thing over here, like I said, we are, things are going from bad to worse. Now, if we look at Zubitic over here, rumor Xbox Series production will be completely suspended in the first quarter of 2024. Now, like I said, everyone is coming out with any rumor they can possibly get to gain clicks, to gain clout, to gain any form of momentum that will continue to drive the Xbox brand down. Now, the last time the Xbox brand was this damaged was back in 2013 when they announced the Kinect and the DRM for Always Online. And it took them years, we're talking almost 10 years, to get to a point where they had finally recovered, where they were finally back on their feet. They got ZeniMax, they got ABK. Sure, some of those ABK games are going multi-plat, but at the end of the day, they were back on their feet and they were in a strong, commanding position. All they needed to do was go out there, get some Xbox console only exclusive third-party titles to come to the platform. It didn't even have to go to Game Pass. Just get those games specifically made for Xbox, third-party, coming to Xbox only to help shift consoles even more. And I think that would have been night and day game, set, and match. That is all they actually needed to do. Instead, this news broke out, games going third party and whatnot, and it has seriously damaged the brand. And in my opinion, what 2013 did, this is now either on that scale or even worse. And the fact that now people have an alternative to just jump from Xbox and go over to PC, to me has made the situation even worse. Obviously, from a Microsoft, not an Xbox, but a Microsoft perspective with the suits, they don't care because you're still buying into Xbox. You're still buying Xbox games, so they couldn't care less. Now, Phil and Sarah, I think, do care because the Xbox brand has been their baby for a long time. Well, for Phil, Sarah's just jumped on board. So these rumors and discussions coming out are starting to seriously hurt Xbox. And the fact that they're waiting until next week to even come out and say something, and I've heard some really good positive things. Stuff, I mean, some of the stuff I've heard is just mind-blowing. Like, if one of the things I've heard is true, which I'm questioning myself, because that would shake the gaming industry as a whole, right? That's how big, what I've heard. It would shake the gaming industry as a whole. But if that's true, my God, we're in for a treat on Monday. But I seriously doubt that is going to be true. That is just too big of a change to be true. But what I'm saying is, the point I'm making is, I'm hearing a lot of good things that will be coming on Monday and some not so good things that will be coming from that discussion, but mainly good things. And Xbox fans, like Jess Corden said, will be okay. But the fact that they're waiting this long is causing, for some, irreparable harm. And now you're getting stories like this where the Xbox, production of consoles is going to end in the first quarter or suspend. Now, this could be likely because of this over here, the series, the all digital console, where they kind of want to push this, but that would be a dumb thing to do unless they're going to release a portable drive, because you can still go and buy games, secondhand games. I have disc games. If they did this and my console died and I can't use my disc games, I would be royally pissed. So this is a dumb idea to do if that is going to be the only version of the console you can buy without a possible disc drive. Plus, I've already heard that this Brooklyn version of the console has already been scrapped. But assuming it hasn't been scrapped, if my Series X decided to die and I had to buy this, what's going to happen to the physicals that I've actually bought? Should I stop buying physicals for my Xbox now? Is there no point? Like, there are still certain games that I do go out and buy. So where do we stand here? So there is that, right? Again, these are all rumors. So I'm just looking at things from different perspectives. None of this makes sense. To be able to turn around and say that it's stopping production and it's going to move to this, that doesn't make sense. Not in the middle of the life cycle. You'd need to have two versions of it, one with a disc, one without, and you would also need, if you're going this cylindrical version, you would need an optical drive in order to make sure that those people that have invested in physicals are catered for. Otherwise, you're going to have a lawsuit on your hand. Anyway, so that's one thing. So I don't think this has any relevance or any truth. I just think Zubitech over here is just trying to, claim rumors, pass on rumors, get some clout, spread lies. And a lot of what we're seeing is pretty much lies as well. I don't think, I would honestly go as far as saying that maybe 5 to 10% of everything we are hearing has a chance of being true. But even that, I think, is like me stretching the gate a little bit. Everyone is now saying everything. Like, we've seen The Verge and we've seen other publications where they're saying, Microsoft is considering bringing something. So basically all they can turn around and say is, well, yeah, we posted that article, but they were considering it. I guess they considered not to. I mean, Microsoft are considering buying Sony. I guess they considered not to because of the FTC and the problems it would cause. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's stupid. But everything is being done in a way where people are just going for the clicks and trying to get as much, clicks as they possibly can get. It is pretty much the season for engagement farming, and they are farming it like crazy. And you can post any news you want right now that is anti-Xbox, and it is going to get an enormous amount of clicks. It's going to get enormous amount of engagement. So for you people out there on Twitter, good time to get rich. You have this as well. Like, a lot of people are showing this now where, in the past you had the Xbox Series X console, but now it doesn't show this. We saw this with Starfield as well. It was, it was changed quite some time ago, and they have opted for this new way here. It does say join Game Pass in order to play, so it's going to be on Game Pass. Now, obviously, people are now jumping on the bandwagon now that they've taken off the Series S and X, which was taken off previously, by the way, it was taken off last year. People are saying that, you know, console means that it's going to be on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, via cloud. Now, if you've watched my previous video, I have said in regards to Game Pass that it's quite possible that a Game Pass PlayStation version might exist. But it's also quite possible that that won't exist. But the games won't be natively on the console. It will be playable through the cloud. They would still need to sign up to Game Pass in order to do it. So, you know, and that coincides with what Phil said for the Bethesda ZeniMax stuff. ZeniMax and Bethesda games will only appear where Game Pass exists. So if, you know, PlayStation is okay with that and that's something that they want to do, it's fair game. At the end of the day, it's for a cloud service. You can play those games by signing up to GeForce Now if you want on the cloud. They can literally sign up to Game Pass and play it on their PC. So having Game Pass on their PlayStation console will, as a cloud service, will make zero difference, even though it still feels dirty saying it. It really does. Like, absolutely disgusting to say it. But people are now running with this, with Fable, and now it's showing this. It's a new branding. It's a new structure. I do not see, you know, anything like this. Isn't the win that they are hoping for. Now, finally, I wanted to touch on this. Now, Risk It over here says, I have to say, I think Xbox P3, which is basically Phil, is one of the greatest and most innovative leaders Xbox has had. But I also have to ask the console community, do you feel like a first-class citizen at the moment? Honest answers below. And if we listen to what he's actually saying,
our vision is that everybody who's on console has to feel like they have a great experience and they're a first-class citizen. They've invested a ton in our platform.
And so that's the question he's been asking. Now, I'm going to be honest. With the way they've handled these rumors, with the way they've handled their poor communication, actually non-existent communication, and just saying, we hear you, that is not making me feel special. With the fact that they've allowed rumors to go around saying that Xbox is going to go third party and not said anything, that's not made me feel like a first-class citizen. The fact that they're saying, the rumors are going around and saying that, you know, Xbox games are going to go on PlayStation, does not make me feel like a first-class citizen. And if that was his goal, to make Xbox gamers feel like first-class citizens, feel like they matter, they are the core alpha, they have done a really, really bad job in delivering that message, and they have done a really bad job in delivering that promise. Because right now, I don't think Xbox gamers feel, let alone second-class citizens, they feel like fourth or fifth class citizens with the way the rumors have been handled, with the way the notion has been dealt with, and just with the lack of communication. Like I said, a simple, hey, we're listening is not good enough, Phil. It's not. It is not good enough. And these rumors have gotten out of hand. Now, you know, agreed, they are rumors and you may not respond to rumors, and that is within your purview. But the damage it's doing to the Xbox brand overall is getting to the point where it is no longer mendable. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and we both came to the conclusion that the only way we can see some of this being mended is by making Xbox the first point of call, which, as I think we can all agree going forward, that's not going to be the case. And what do I mean by that? All the games come day and date on Xbox, whether it's through Game Pass or simply purchase. And then, after a certain amount of time, it will go to PC. Meaning that if you want to play those games day and dates, you have to own an Xbox. If you do not buy an Xbox, you cannot play those games day and date. Now, if you want to sign up to Game Pass and play those games through the cloud, then you're more than welcome to. But we all know how people feel about the cloud. Some places it works, some places it doesn't. People prefer native. So if you want to get that native experience, the only place to do that would be the Xbox console, maybe for 3 months, maybe for 6 months, no more than that, I'd say. But you need to kind of make the central focus there and show the community that you actually mean what you say when you want Xbox gamers to feel like first-class citizens, because right now, they do not. And who knows what's going to happen on Monday. I've heard a lot of things, a lot of good things as well, by the way. So I'm hoping that if half of what I've heard comes to fruition, or even a third, it's going to be happy days. But like with everything that I'm being told, things are being filtered through the pipeline, things are just being passed on to me through DMs. All of this is still conjecture and rumors. Even the stuff that's coming to me, it's not coming from Microsoft. So I can only take that information and mull it over, but I can't say it's fact. Any of these rumors that are out right now could be exaggerated online simply to get clicks and engagement. Would you put it past IGN or any media outlet out there to take a piece of information, twist it slightly, and push it forward? I mean, we saw The Verge, and I'm sorry I'm using The Verge again. You know, Tom Warren, nothing against The Verge. I'm just using that as an example, where they said Indiana Jones as this, the byline is coming to PlayStation. And then if you look at the actual article, it says Indiana Jones is being considered to go to PlayStation. That's a very contrasting difference. But we've also seen this with stuff like the Ubisoft drama, right? Where the Ubisoft exec said gamers have to be used to not owning their games. And that was the byline that was used. When in actual fact, the reporter asked the Ubisoft exec, what do you think it would take for a subscription service to be successful? And that's when the Ubisoft exec said, in order for a subscription service to be successful, gamers would need to be comfortable with not owning their games. Now, the context between that byline and his response, even though it's the exact same wording, is so different. And context is everything. And obviously, everything now is being taken out of context for clicks. So personally, I am still going to stand my stance where I don't believe anything until I see it. And hopefully on Monday we will. But I do stand by that. What they are doing in waiting is taking too long. And they have opted, in my opinion, the wrong path. You can see over here, nope, Xbox gamers are definitely second-class citizens. The media even says it, so casuals know it as well. And that's the point. We are the hardcore gamers, right? We are the hardcore bunch, the 5% that does the social media stuff. The 95% are the casuals who may look at something on IGN for a brief moment, but if this is the message that they're getting, they will turn off Xbox as well. Exclusives build your platform identity, hence why so many were hyped for Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 as Xbox exclusives. We barely got exclusives the past decade, and that's the other problem. Many gamers stood by the Xbox through their worst time possible with Xbox One, and now that they're finally ready to enjoy the fruits of their loyalty, they're being told to piss off. At least that's what the rumors are saying, right? It's not nice. My feelings are unchanged. I don't worship any corporation or view myself as anything more than an end user. Microsoft offers value, customer service for what I pay, unlike Sony and Nintendo, who only see you as a revenue source doing bare minimum. Now, this person here is entirely wrong, because Microsoft also see him as a revenue source and nothing else. So, for him to turn around and say that is baloney. We have seen a shift away from console focus for years. It has nothing to do with the latest rumors. PC shows the bigger growth for them because they're not focusing on console. If they were focusing on the console would have a bigger growth. It's that simple. Hence the focus there. It's incorrect. And I've also said during the entire ABK thing, there is a risk that with mobile, the focus will shift away further. Well, not necessarily, no. The problem with ABK is it's just too big. It's too big. And those games mostly staying multiplayer, I don't even care. But what I do care is the other stuff within Xbox Game Studios and ZeniMax staying exclusive, because that gives you a reason to sell your console. And even make it further by making it actually exclusive between the ecosystem for a timed period. Obviously, they'd never go for that because the suits like money. As a console player, I feel like the lowest class, if I'm being honest. With Xbox, sometimes I feel on top, but most of the time I feel like we're the bottom rung of the totem pole. That's the thing, right? That's how people are feeling. Feels great to own an Xbox. Yeah, but I believe Phil wants that for Xbox, but he's being overruled by Microsoft, which is what I've always said. If this is the case, it sounds a lot like Sega of Japan versus Sega of America. And this is pretty much what happened with Sega of Japan and America, where they had that whole cultural shift, power play, and in the end, it actually hurt the company more than it actually benefited benefited them because of the internal conflict. Nope, Xbox leaderships need to resign and start new leadership with new vision, more insightful and more transparent. We had enough of disappointed from Phil. The time is to step down. I don't think Phil has disappointed us because I think he's been delivering, but at the same time, the suits can overrule him, and it looks like that is what's being attempted. And I think all this information that's out there right now that's been leaked has been leaked on purpose to cause this reaction, to cause this drama, to cause all this strife. So to kind of give that pushback, which is why these conversations, these videos, people going out onto social media and actually saying these things is actually really important. Talking about it, getting it trending, getting it into the views of people, because at the end of the day, the only way these companies will see something and it hurt them is if they fear for their bottom line. And the moment that starts to happen, then they take notice. So disgruntled customers, very unhappy customers, can lead to that, and then it can reverse decisions, just like we saw with the Xbox Live hike when it went to ridiculous prices. But folks, that's going to be the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. It really does help me get close to my 6,500 first milestone for the year. I was hoping to hit that by January. We are still early in February, so it's still quite possible. We're about 20 subs away. So if you enjoy this content, do consider subscribing. And of course, if you want to support me further, you can do that through my Patreon, YouTube membership, or Super Thanks. Everything below the video or in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.